I'm attorney Roscoe Mutz, and welcome to the Financial Literacy Project, a free educational video series presented by the American Bar Association, Tort Trial and Insurance Practice Section, and Thomson Reuters. In the next two segments, we'll discuss the pros and cons of buying a new versus a used vehicle. But first, because we're attorneys, we have a legal disclaimer. Please read our legal disclaimer in full. But in sum, as you proceed through the Financial Literacy Project video modules, please understand that while our presenters intend to empower you with knowledge regarding financial matters, the information provided is for educational and informational purposes only. That means the information presented in this educational video series should not be considered legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice for specific situations and does not create any client relationship between you and any of the attorneys providing educational information for the Financial Literacy Project. One of the first decisions you'll have to make when buying a car is whether to purchase a brand new vehicle right off the lot or a used vehicle. There are advantages to both choices, but your individual circumstances may influence which type of vehicle best fits your needs and your budget. Let's take a closer look at the pros and cons of each type of purchase. But before we go through the list in these two segments, remember you'll need to give proper weight to the advantages and disadvantages of buying new versus used vehicle. For example, buying a brand new vehicle may seem to have a greater number of advantages, but buying a used car may ultimately be the best choice for you after considering things like purchase price, cost of insurance, and cost of maintenance. Leasing a new vehicle might also be an alternative that would allow you to enjoy all the pros of buying a new vehicle while limiting some of the cons. We'll discuss that option in greater detail in our segment on financing. But the major difference between buying and leasing is when you lease a car, you do not own it and will later have to return the vehicle at the end of the lease term or buy it at that time. It can be very exciting to sit in a brand new car, smelling that new car scent, and admiring the unblemished paint and interior. But remember, used cars can be washed, buffed, and cleaned, and they sell new car scented air fresheners. In this first segment, let's look at some of the advantages of buying a brand new vehicle right off the dealership lot or ordered directly from the manufacturer. The first advantage is that there are no prior accidents or misuse. With a new car, you don't have to worry about the prior owners potentially mistreating the car, failing to properly service the car, or even crashing the car prior to you owning it. You're the first owner, so there's comfort in knowing the exact history, or lack thereof, of the vehicle you own. You also likely have manufacturer warranties that come with a new car. When you buy a new car, you get the full benefit of any manufacturer warranties. These warranties are essentially promises by the manufacturer that your new car will perform well, and things will not break on your car for a specific amount of time or a specific number of miles that you drive the car. And if you do experience mechanical problems with your new car during that time or mileage period, you may not have to pay for the repairs. That could be covered by the manufacturer warranty. With the used vehicle, depending on the mileage or age of the vehicle, some warranties may still apply, or you may be able to purchase additional warranties. But with a new car, there will not be any extra cost for the manufacturer warranties because they come with the car new. If you still have questions on vehicle warranties, don't worry, we'll cover vehicle warranties in a separate segment. With a new car, you may also get a maintenance plan. Some car dealerships may offer a maintenance plan or maintenance package with the purchase of a new car. For example, during the negotiations for purchasing a new car, the dealership may offer, or you could request, a maintenance plan that includes a certain number of future oil changes, tire rotations, general performance checks for your vehicle, and other type of maintenance activities. Not every dealership offers a maintenance plan, but the cost savings related to having a set number of scheduled maintenance activities covered by the dealership might be negotiated with the purchase and save you some money down the road. New cars also provide a level of customization. If you have specific requirements or preferences for your vehicle, buying a new car may provide greater options for you. If you order a new car, you can choose the features of the vehicle, including everything we discussed, as well as the exterior and interior color combinations. You might also have to do less legwork, since typically a car dealership will help you find a vehicle that matches your specific requests. In fact, they may have 10 to 15 of the same type of vehicle on their lot, with various color combination and options for you to choose from. New cars also typically have updated safety features and technology. Depending on the type of vehicle you purchase, chances are that those new vehicles will have the latest safety features and the newest technology. Vehicle technology continues to advance year after year, and most manufacturers are incorporating those advancements in their latest models, often as standard features, meaning you don't have to pay extra for them. These updates in safety and technology can range from simple things like power locks, additional airbags, remote keyless entry, remote start, which might be helpful for those of you in cold areas where you want to start your car and warm it up without getting into it in frigid temperatures. And then they may even have charging outlets for all of your devices. Other new cars may have advanced technology features like navigation systems, hands-free calling, blind spot indicators to keep you from merging into vehicles next to yours on the road, lane assistance cameras that literally turn the wheel if you drift out of your lane of travel. And some vehicles will even engage your brakes if you get too close to a slowing vehicle in front of you. And they do all that through forward-facing cameras that look and help you drive. So if you want the latest gizmos and gadgets that manufacturers offer, you may find more safety and technology options with new vehicles. New cars are also typically more eco-friendly and friendly on your wallet. Depending on your vehicle choice, new vehicles may have higher fuel efficiency, meaning you'll have to buy less gas, and lower vehicle emissions, which is good for the environment. As you determine your budget for a vehicle, fuel efficiency is an important factor. How many miles will your car take you on 1 gallon of fuel? How many gallons of fuel does it take to fill up your vehicle? By doing these calculations, you'll have a better idea of how much money you'll need to operate the car you'll buy. Also, in many states, vehicles must pass emissions tests. These are tests that determine whether the vehicle causes too much pollution, which may lead to additional repair costs. New vehicles are required to meet certain emission standards, so you can rest assured that the new vehicle will pass applicable emissions tests or be exempted. Now let's switch over to some new car disadvantages. After reviewing all the advantages of buying new, it sure seems great, right? Well, let's pump the brakes. Take a look at some of the disadvantages of buying a brand new car. Perhaps the most obvious, a new car may be quite a bit more expensive than a used car. In fact, you may be able to find a nicer model of a used vehicle with perhaps better features for the same or less cost than you would pay in buying a new car, a brand new model year of that car. So cost is certainly of paramount importance when deciding new versus used. Another disadvantage of a new car is depreciation. Once you drive a new car off the lot, the value of the vehicle depreciates. It's worth less already than what you paid for it. Vehicles lose value for every mile driven and for increased age, with the steepest decline happening right away. When your brand new car becomes a used car because you now own it and operate it. Some vehicle models can lose up to 40% or more of their value in the first year of ownership alone. This can be a disadvantage for a number of reasons. First, if you want to sell your vehicle, you may have to sell it for less than you paid for it. Second, if something happens to your vehicle where it is a total loss, meaning you can no longer safely drive it, or an insurance company determines the cost to repair the vehicle exceeds what your vehicle is worth, the insurance company is likely to cover only the value of the vehicle at the time of the damage, not the price you paid for it brand new. or the amount that you still owe on a car loan. In contrast, when you buy a used vehicle, the prior owners already took the hit on the depreciated value. So the price you paid for a used vehicle is typically a little closer to what you could later sell the vehicle for used or get reimbursed by the insurance companies for a total loss. As you think about buying a new car, you also need to consider the cost of insurance. When you buy a new car with all the latest features and gadgets, chances are the cost of insurance for that new car will be higher than the cost of insurance with a used car or an older vehicle. Before you decide to purchase your vehicle, you can research insurance rates to determine what rates you might pay for the choices you make. This will play an important factor in your budget for buying a vehicle. In addition, because your new car will likely be worth less a year after you purchased it, because you drove it around and now it's an older model, if you get into an accident and your car is totaled, the insurance company may only pay what the car was worth at the time of the accident, which could leave a gap between what you still owe on your car loan and what the insurance company is willing to pay. For example, let's say you borrowed $20,000 to purchase a new car. A year later, you've paid $3,000 off of the loan, so you still owe $17,000. And let's say there's an accident and the insurance company decides it will cost too much to repair your car, so they're going to pay you for the total value of the car instead at the time of the accident. But here's the catch. Due to depreciation, the insurance company says your car is now only worth $15,000 a year after you bought it. That leaves a gap of $2,000 between what your insurance company would pay you for the car, $15,000, and what you still owe for the car, $17,000. You're underwater on the car, meaning you owe more than what the car was worth. That's why insurance companies offer something called gap insurance. If you pay the additional cost of gap insurance, the insurance company will cover any resulting gap, that $2,000, but the cost of that insurance should also be factored into your purchase decision and budget because it typically costs extra than just regular insurance. Another disadvantage to a new car is increased registration fees. In many states, the annual registration fee is based on the vehicle value and the model year. Generally, registration rates are highest in the first 3 years and level off after about 5 years. Having a new model year vehicle or a higher value vehicle could lead to higher registration costs. On the other hand, if you buy an older used vehicle, the registration costs could be much lower and you could get significant cost savings. Another disadvantage, maybe not as important for some, maybe more important for others, is just anxiety and mental health about owning a brand new car. We've reviewed a checklist of tangible considerations when buying a car, like cost, expenses, features. But you can also think about your own mental health. Owning a new car could cause extreme excitement and bring peace of mind from the safety perspective. But bear in mind that the flip side of that choice is that you might have anxiety about things like parking lot dings to your doors, rock chips in the paint, scratches from car washes gone wrong. A used car may come with those types of minor blemishes, so how big a deal is it to get one more? You might know best what you can handle from a mental health perspective, but it helps to think ahead about how you might react to these types of potential negative aspects of new car ownership. Congratulations, you've successfully completed the first segment on the pros and cons of buying a new versus used vehicle. In this segment, we covered the pros and cons of buying a new vehicle. Come back for our next segment where I discuss the pros and cons of buying a used vehicle.